10,000 trojanized GitHub repos ran undetected for over a year, found by one developer, not GitHub's security team, not a firm, one developer who got suspicious of their own Bing results. The question isn't how this happened. The question is, how many more are still running that nobody's written the script to count yet? This broke 2 days ago via a solo researcher going by Orchid on orchidfiles.com. Orchid searched their own project name on Google, showed up fine. Typed the same query into Bing, a completely different repo came back first. Same name, same description, but published by an unknown account with a suspicious commit from an hour earlier labeled update-readme.md. Orchid reported it to GitHub support and moved on. Then it happened again. Different project, same exact pattern. So Orchid started writing a script, and what that script exposed is the key to everything. The repositories periodically delete their most recent commit and push a fresh, identical one, always update-readme.md, every few hours. The researcher believes this repetitive overwriting confuses GitHub's security algorithms, which flag newly suspicious activity, not long-standing, quietly anomalous behavior. This is not a bug in GitHub's security. It is a surgical exploit of how GitHub's security thinks. These repos just look like someone maintaining their README forever. When Orchid finished the script and ran it, the number that came back was 10,000. A cybersecurity firm had previously identified 109 repositories using the same payload. This disclosure expanded the confirmed count to 10,000, roughly 91 times the previously known scale. The security community thought this was a targeted, contained problem. It is not contained. It is a factory. Zip files and download links are rotated. Repos are updated in batches. Stable README structures, staging patterns, consistent malware. This is infrastructure. A pipeline built to manufacture trojanized repos at scale. Here's the part that should make every developer viscerally uncomfortable. These repos don't beat GitHub's search. They beat Google's and Bing's, because search algorithms favor freshness and activity. You're not just trusting GitHub when you search for a library. You're trusting Google, and Google is sending you to malware. The researcher first encountered the campaign around February 2026. They reported 2 repos to GitHub support. 2 weeks passed without a response. A GitHub community thread yielded only AI-generated non-answers. 6 weeks after the initial report, GitHub confirmed those 2 specific repos had been removed. GitHub charges you $19 a month for Copilot to help you write code. And when a developer handed them a documented, reproducible malware campaign, the AI deployed for support replied with a form email and went silent. One AI writes your code. One ignores your malware reports. As of this recording, GitHub has still not issued a public statement or remediation plan. Here's the contrarian read you won't get from the security blogs. The actual failure here isn't that malware exists on GitHub. Malware has always existed on GitHub. The failure is architectural. GitHub's threat model detects changes in behavior, sudden anomalous commits, suspicious access patterns. But this campaign's entire strategy is to look exactly like normal behavior. It defeated the model not by being sneaky, but by being tedious. That's a category error in how GitHub thinks about supply chain security. The fix isn't better AI scanning. It requires rethinking what normal looks like at 500 million repositories. And that math is brutal. So what do you actually do right now? Stop assuming that GitHub or Bing or Google search results for open source packages are a trust signal. The malicious repos rank above the legitimate ones. Before you clone anything unfamiliar, check the commit history for that update-readme.md loop pattern. If you see it cycling every few hours, walk away. For packages, prefer registries with ownership verification, PyPI, NPM for popular packages with 2FA requirements, over raw repository links. The bigger picture, GitHub is now 3 separate active security incidents deep in the same month. The Megalodon CI/CD campaign infected thousands of repos via fake automated commits in May. The NX Console VS Code extension attack stole credentials from 1Password, Claude Code, AWS, and GitHub itself in 18 minutes. And now this, a 1-year-old factory of 10,000 Trojan repos nobody noticed until a solo developer got suspicious of their own Bing results. 3 different attack surfaces, 3 different mechanisms, 1 platform, 1 month. We opened by asking how many more repos nobody's counted yet. Here's the answer the data forces. GitHub has 500 million repositories and an API rate limit of 5,000 requests per hour. The math on scanning all of it doesn't work. Not for them, and not for anyone they'd hire to do it. So the burden just moved. It moved to you. Every Git clone, every dependency pull, every search result. You are now the last line of verification. Platform scale trust is not the same as platform scale safety. And 10,000 repos running for over a year just proved that the trust was always a bet. Subscribe to catch the follow-up when GitHub finally responds. This story isn't over, and the next chapter might be worse. Drop a comment. Do you actually audit what you clone, or have you just been trusting the platform? Because after today, that answer should change.